Nation capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
We're back at Television Center at the Grenada Broadcasting Network. This is Network News for Tuesday, July 18, 2023. In the headlines, Republic Bank employees up the ante on industrial action with a march through the capital. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell addresses alarming crime and suicide numbers. House Speaker appeals to ministers to answer questions from the opposition. 26 artistes advance to the Groovy semi-finals. Also in the news regionally, common external tariff to be reintroduced in St. Kitts and Nevis. Internationally, Europe to get hotter as temperatures near record highs in the US and China. Plus in the sports news, Grenada to headline in World Aquatics Championships in Japan. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening, I'm Kenroy. Baptiste. Workers of Republic Bank are taking their dispute to another level as another round of negotiation failed. Christina John has the lead report.
9.25% is not a settlement figure. We hope that good sense could prevail and that, we can find a solution to this problem.
Joseph Mitchell, President General of the Bank and General Workers Union. Industrial action intensified Tuesday as some employees of Republic Bank Grenada Limited moved from their stationary position outside the bank, taking their dissatisfaction to the streets of the capital, St. George's. Striking workers marched from the Kirani James Athletics Stadium through Melville Street, culminating at the St. George's branch compound. Last Wednesday, July 12th, the bank wrote to the Minister of Labour informing her that they had rejected her recommendation of 12.25% over a 4-year period.
Certainly, as you know, that this has been in the news for a while, since June the 29th, that the union activated protest action through a strike for the settlement of a collective agreement between both parties. Until this time, we still do not have a settlement, meaning that the bank really has rejected the minister's recommendation. We don't have a clear understanding as to exactly what would be the settlement that they are satisfied with, but certainly today's activity really is to bring to the fold the workers' continued displeasure in the whole attitude of the bank in terms of not willing to settle this agreement.
Mitchell says they've kept within the limits of what is required both by the agreement and the Industrial Relations Act itself.
As I could tell you for a fact that the majority of workers really are not going to benefit from any increase under the merit system. So to make it sound as if the workers are going to get 16.25% increase is dishonest, right? It's dishonest. And so our position is that the 9.25% is not a settlement figure. We continue to talk to them, but as I said, our measurement that we are taking anything from will basically take into consideration significantly the minister's recommendation of 12.25%. And what is critical is, and probably even more so aggravating, is that not just did the bank reject the minister's recommendation, but the manner in which they would have written to the minister was a total disrespect and disregard to her office, and she had to correct them in a letter after that, pointing out that these are the factual evidence that exists.
Republic Bank issued a press release on Monday saying, as part of the ongoing salary negotiation process, it has offered the Bank and General Workers Union, by letter dated July 14, 2023, a revised, without prejudice, settlement offer of 9.25% for the period January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2023. This offer, the bank says, when compounded with the bank's pay for performance merit agreements, takes the payout to members of the bargaining units on average to 16.23%, well over the 12.25% that the minister recommended.
What the bank really has done now is to engage us, right, and to put this 9.25% on the table. We are not in agreement with that because they actually knew before they wrote that we were not going to accept it. So they write in really and truly saying that they are waiting on us. They actually knew before that we said to them, yes, we understand, and we are willing to work to see how we could resolve, but 9.25% is not going to be an accepted figure for the workers. So they have done that, and what they have done further is to complicate the situation by marrying it with a merit system, right, and making it sound as if the workers are now going to get 16.25% merit increase. Well, increase generally. There is nothing further from the truth. It's misleading. It's a misconception of actually what is happening.
The employees began strike action on June 29th. Christina John, GBN News.
Other news, during a special press conference today, Prime Minister and Minister for National Security, Deacon Mitchell, addressed the noticeable increase in the crime rate in recent weeks. The Prime Minister noted that intervention is needed holistically. The National Security Minister said there have been 14 homicides and 6 suicides to date. In the RGPF's quarterly report, there has been a 1.4% increase in harm offences and a 6.6% in assault offences.
In the last 2 weeks, we've had a lot of attention arising from the suicide or alleged suicide of 2 young women, one of whom is a prominent and well-known attorney at law from a prominent family. But the statistics sadly also reflects that for the year we've had, in addition to the alleged suicides by the 2 young women, 4 suicides committed by men whose ages range from 50, 57, 49, and 67. And therefore it demonstrates that mental illness is no respect of sex and no respect of age. And statistically it means that we've had persons who are in their mid-50s and 60s committing suicide at double the rate of young persons.
Prime Minister Mitchell said a proactive approach is needed.
There is no doubt, therefore, as I've said, one homicide is one homicide too many. And that many of these homicides occur in situations where if the persons engaged in conflict resolution, if they had the skill set needed to talk through their disputes or their differences, that the acts of violence would not have happened, nor would the loss of life. And so it's absolutely critical that when we look at these situations, that we ensure that we take a preventative approach to the loss of life rather than a reactionary approach. And certainly we accept the Royal Grenada Police Force, which has the responsibility for law and order in our society, will have to do more to ensure that we minimize the risk of further homicides for the year.
The National Security Minister said efforts are underway to better control the importation of firearms into the country.
We recognize, therefore, that beefing up our screening and our security at our ports of entry, particularly at the seaport, is going to be critical. And so the Grenada Ports Authority is taking steps to be able to get the necessary screening that can allow for the screening of barrels and so on, so that we can detect attempts at introducing illegal firearms into our communities. As you're aware, we are also stepping up. And in recent times, we were blessed to have received a donation from the United States of America that would allow us to better patrol our ports and our coastline to continue the interdiction of illegal firearms.
To date, 31 illegal firearms have been interdicted by members of the Royal Grenada Police Force. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Leo Keto, has called on government ministers to respond to questions or submissions from members of the opposition in the House. The appeal was made during today's sitting of the lower house after Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall told the House that he was unable to provide answers to questions submitted by opposition leader Dr. Keith Mitchell. One question in particular was originally submitted in May. The opposition leader asked Minister Cornwall to provide the list of the names of each delegation who traveled on behalf of the government from June 23, 2022 to May 31, 2023, and to provide the total cost of each trip. The minister responded.
At the last sitting, I provided a written answer to a similar question. However, it was alleged that the Minister of Finance did not provide an answer. I want to state here in this honorable House that travel undertaken by members of Parliament does not necessarily be funded by the Government of Grenada, or payments were made from the Ministry of Finance. And in that regard, I am unable to provide such answers. Again, the question that's been asked is relating to June 2023 to May 2023. Again, I am not sure if there is an answer I can give to that one at the moment because I have not been provided with that information. Notwithstanding, if that information becomes available, I'll be able to provide that in the next sitting.
Well, the opposition leader was dissatisfied with the response by the finance minister and asked the speaker for help in securing appropriate responses from the ministers. In response, the Speaker of the House made an appeal to all members of Parliament serving as government ministers.
Honourable MPs, I want us to get to the point where when questions are asked, we can provide the answers that are available in the ministries or wherever. And I'm getting this sense that it's not all the time a minister travels or a government official travels, that the travel and the expenses are funded by the consolidated fund. Sometimes you have sponsors and donors that cover the cost. I don't know if any information can be brought to Parliament with respect to sponsors and donors. But costs on the government of Grenada, on the consolidated fund, has to be reported to the Parliament. And I did make the call that ministers should try and provide the information that is within your reach. And sometimes it's difficult for a minister to get information from some other sector, but it's government and we have a responsibility to provide that information to Parliament, right? It belongs to the public domain, it's part of the public discussion, and it's part of the public interest, knowing exactly what is happening in government. So I appeal to members of this House to be sort of more precise in terms of responding to the questions raised.
The story to report, it's on to the next round of the Groovy competition for 26 artistes. The final night of preliminary judging took place on Monday. Christina John is going to tell us about that.
The list of Groovy Monarch semi-finalists has been released following 3 nights of preliminary competition at the Lassages Hard Court in St. David. The Brian Griffith Groovy semi-finals will take place on July 27th at Progress Park in St. Andrew, where 11 of the top acts will be selected for the Groovy finals on Bacchanal Friday, August 11th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. The semi-finalists are as follows in alphabetical order: Sheldon Amede Dash, Jerry Baptiste, Papa Jerry, Akim Baptiste, Sway John, Shem Bernard, Terra the Governor, Kellen Brathwaite, Juice the Voice, Teddy Christopher and Brandon Joseph, Topcat and Blazer, Ryan the Riggs, Riggy Atmosphere, Sheldon Douglas, Shamak Duncan, Shamak, Jelani Fleming, Lil Jello, Kevin Francis, Blaze, Randolph Isaac, Randy Isaac, Clint John, Superflying Flint, Ronnie Joseph, Rooney J, Mandela McDonald, Mandela Lynx, Valine Ned, Valine, Kellen and Kelson Auguste, Looney Spark and Electrify, Renroy Auguste, Blackadon, Jalen Olive, Boise, Showin, Paul, Mr. Walkie, Dave Peters, Boogie B, Andrew Phillip, Hits, Curtin Roberts, Alma Boy, Hector Thomas, Mr. Legs, Matthew Thomas, Mr. Golden, Hermione Victor, Miney. We wish all the artists good luck as they move on to the next stage of the competition. Christina John, GBN News.
We wish them the very best indeed. This is Network News live from the Grenadian capital. Still ahead from us. Motorists enjoy a drop in fuel prices at the pumps, and the National Insurance Scheme's consultations continue. We'll be back.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
GRENDEC Community Partnership Initiative.
The classrooms that were refurbished as a result of this project really were not conducive to installing ICT into the classroom. Many of the windows were not functional. The security to the actual rooms themselves were insufficient. At the Maribor campus, the roof was also termite infested. The college is extremely appreciative of the contribution of GRENDEC to this project to really enhance learning through the use of information and communications technology.
come for you to show your son, Talbry, the love and respect for his contribution over the years. This is Pre-Day.
I am the job boss. Certain things I end up. If I say to rent the place, then I will pay the damn cost.
Talbry turns 50. A celebration of life. The Black and the Gold Edition. Wednesday, August 9th. The National Stadium. Supported by Voice and the Top 5 Band. Lyrical. Ola Twinji. Farmer Nappy. King Ding Dong. Rupee. Nyla Blackman. Problem Child.
Watch out, crazy people jumping up in the...
And a special guest appearance from two of the biggest soca superstars coming for Pre-Day. And all the Grenada superstars. Celebrity guest host, West Indies cricketer Dwayne Bravo. Get your $100 regular tickets or VIP $600 tickets now or pay more later. Gates open at 10 p.m. Showtime 11. Grenada. This is Pre-Day.
My name is Alimaka Motley. I've been here doing nails since 2017. Me being self-employed, I have realized that paying the NIS benefits me now and even when I retire. By the time I'm 65, I will be receiving contributions back from NIS. So I benefit because I'm self-employed. Anything can happen. If anything happens to you while you're at work, you've got a bad cold, you have the COVID, you have dengue, we have all these diseases that's plaguing us at the moment. NIS will be giving you back some form of money when you're ill. So I would encourage all small business persons to sign up with NIS now.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Parents, do you go to bed with the knowledge that your children are comfortably asleep in the next room? Or are they allowed to attend every FET advertised? You are responsible for the safety and well-being of your children, and it is your responsibility to know their whereabouts. Children should not be at adult events. Please guide your children, engage them in age-appropriate activities. Let us be spicy parents for this carnival season and beyond. S. Speak to your children about positive behavior. P. Pay attention to them at all times. I. Inspire good behavior in your children by also displaying good behavior. C. Check with your children. Always know their whereabouts. Y. You are responsible for your children. Maintain control to keep them safe. This is a message from the National Parenting Program, Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs.
Is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more. or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more. With Multi-X added to playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
Hello again. The National Insurance Scheme continues to engage the public as it seeks to implement measures that will enhance the sustainability of the fund and address recommendations made following the 13th actuarial review. The third consultation was held in Corinth, St. David in the past week. The NIS board has proposed that government urgently addresses the quick depletion of its reserves by implementing key measures that can save the scheme in time to come. Recommendations from the actuarial review include an increase in the pensionable age from 60 to 65 and a gradual increase in the contribution rate from 12 to 16% between 2024 and 2031. Residents of St. David shared their concerns and offered recommendations for replenishing the fund.
If you're talking sustainability, what you'll find happening is that in the latter years, in my latter working years, my contribution will go up, but still does not compensate enough for my early working years. And so that formula that we're using, which is 1% on my last salary, so in other words, like this year I'm getting 1% on my last salary for increase, might just put us in some form of trouble. So possibly a more equitable formula can be used where a proper average over contributions can be had.
In this instance, if it is so kind of die hard now to make changes and too much of changes at one time, in my opinion, just for the NIS to survive, I believe if the main purpose is that the new benefits that we added over the years puts an extra load upon the NIS. And I believe if we take some of them out, we could actually survive. I'm not saying don't increase. Just don't increase too much, and the age increasing. But my point is, we must get people their money after they would have. I mean, in other words, listen, I am paying NIS, I suppose, for 40 years. I expect after 40 years, I have my pension there. That's not selfish thing. It's like a susu.
The contributions has to increase to 750. What's about the persons who have had 500 contributions and they said that they have fully satisfied the NIS benefit option? What happens to these persons? Would they be paid based on the 500 contribution, or would they have to be deemed to go back to work to make the 750 contributions before they are paid?
Who is the
body that will say we are going to increase or not increase. Because as you can see, based on your projection over 2002 to now, it's been yearly or every couple of years been recommended, and it goes back to voting and nothing happens. So at this point, what is the next step?
Motorists will be paying less at the pumps for gasoline and diesel. In the Petroleum Products Price Change Notice issued on July 18, 2023, the Ministry of Finance announced the following changes. Effective Tuesday, July 18, the price of gasoline per gallon decreased by 37 cents from $15.61 to $15.24. The cost of diesel reduced by 35 cents from $14.44 to $14.09. Kerosene increased by 66 cents from $10.25 to $10.91 per gallon. We can tell you too, the price of the 20-pound cylinder remains the same across Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. However, the price of the 100-pound cylinder decreased by $1.25 in Grenada, moving from $236.15 to $234.90, while in Carriacou, the price there moved from $259.15 to $257.90. The Ministry of Finance says it continues to monitor petroleum product prices and will intervene as necessary if prices exceed $17. This story to report, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development is hosting a 3-day regional workshop on the essentials of migration management at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort. Here's what we can tell you. The Essentials of Migration Management, EMM 2.0, is the International Organization for Migration's flagship training program on migration management, which provides online resources and foundational training to government officials and all stakeholders dealing with migration. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Roxy Hutchinson, says the workshop is a golden opportunity for the region to discuss the challenges that it faces and sees on the horizon.
This is a critical workshop for us in the region and particularly for us in Grenada. Migration has always been a part of our history. Migration gave birth to the diaspora that we have, that we are very proud of. We also have within our region our own integration movements, the OECS and CARICOM, within which we have freedom of movement within the OECS, and we have also movements within the CARICOM through the CSME. And so for us, migration is not a new topic. What is critical for us in the region is how we manage migration.
Hutchinson noted that migration is sometimes looked at negatively, but said there is a need to look at ways to harness its benefits.
We have taken the decision as government to look at migration within the multifaceted approach and to ensure that we cover all of the aspects of migration. Because migration is beneficial when you look at it within the sectoral aspects of it. Migration and health, migration and labor relations, migration and development, migration and human rights, migration and climate change. And so the idea of looking at the essentials of migration management, which is where the policy emphasis should rest, is that we harness the benefits of migration and we develop a policy framework to deal with the challenges that would arise from migration.
All right, so the Permanent Secretary said the development of a framework is required for the government to deal with migration issues.
In our region, what affects one country eventually affects the other country. Some countries are ahead in dealing with migration issues, meaning that they have migrants, those who are coming in legally and those who are coming in illegally. We in Grenada do not have much of a problem with that, but we need to ensure that should that arise, because it takes one natural disaster, it takes one crisis somewhere to give birth to that level of migration that we normally see in the refugee area.
The intensive workshop and discussions cover several topics, including regional integration, immigration matters, climate financing, citizenship by investment, and the creative economy. All right, insects are on the other end of this evening's GBN Soul Lens.
On Sunday night, preliminary judging for the Groovy Soca competition was forced to be postponed due to an unexpected and unusually large infestation of flying insects at the Lassages Hard Court. Competition resumed on Monday night after the Ministry of Health fogged the area. Here's a photograph of the results of the fogging. Because of the postponement, Spice must waive the entry fee for last night's event because of the inconvenience caused. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
A lot is going on there for sure. All right, still ahead from us, Agriculture Ministry receives green light for food safety enhancement project. We'll talk about that. See you in a while.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
What powers my smile? The sun. And it does a whole lot more. Through programs of the PURC, I use the sun to produce my own electricity. So can you, using the sun and other sources of renewable energy. Sign up today at PURC.
Attention all parents and kids, get ready for an epic day of fun and excitement at the highly anticipated POW Kids Fest. On July 22nd at 1 p.m. at the Moon Rouge playing field, we have an incredible lineup of activities, mini vehicles, bouncy castles, and more. Watch their faces light up as they bounce, slide, and play to their heart's content. But that's not all. There will be a live concert and free giveaways, including Amazon Fire Sticks and a flat screen TV. That's right, eats and drinks on sale. This incredible event is absolutely free. That's right, folks, admission is on us. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join us for an unforgettable day of laughter, smiles, and cherished moments. See you there. This ad is sponsored by 92.5 FM, Modern Photo Studios, Maitland's Trucking Services, Nixon's Electrical, Boss FM, GBN, and Wagedy Rental and Sound.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Macnic?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and the regional cricket tournaments. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium.
Give birth to the diaspora that we have, that we are very proud of.
We're back here at Television Center. The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands, Forestry, Fisheries and Cooperatives has received the green light for the implementation of a food safety enhancement project. The project is funded under the World Bank program, Unleashing the Blue Economy of the Caribbean. The Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation is collaborating with the Ministry of Agriculture to ensure that the $10 million project is implemented in a timely manner. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture is Aaron Francois.
The project is already activated. By that, I mean we have started. We have been given the approval to start the implementation of the project. The process has started, but we are approaching it from a whole of government approach. So we have several ministries, the Ministry of Agriculture and its technicians. We have the procurement unit from the Ministry of Finance who will be overseeing the procurement for the project. We have persons from the Ministry of MIT, which is of course overseeing the implementation of major projects for the government, and we also have persons from the Ministry of Legal Affairs. We have a representative from the Ministry of Legal Affairs and from Economic Development. So the idea is to bring all the major players, given the urgency and the tight time frame that we have to implement that project.
So stakeholders gathered on Friday to chart the way forward for the project. MIT Minister Andy Williams spoke on his ministry's involvement, highlighting the likely beneficiaries of the project.
What we are doing from MIT standpoint is we are collaborating with the Ministry of Agriculture and other ministries to ensure that this project is implemented in the 12 months window. This project will be a game changer for the agriculture sector, and farmers and agri-processors will see tremendous benefit from this project. It involves livestock, it involves freezing capacity. It involves funding for agro-processors, and it's funding projects for farming in general. But the bigger picture of this project is to really reduce food prices for us in Grenada. And this project is not only a project for Grenada, but it's a project for other OCS islands or countries in the Caribbean.
Former disaster coordinator at the National Disaster Management Agency, Sylvan McIntyre, believes signage should be erected in areas prone to hazards such as land slippage to reduce the number of accidents that can occur during adverse weather conditions.
What we wish to see a bit more, areas that are prone to land slippage or rock falls, we mentioned that signage and so forth indicating to persons, if you are entering this area, these are some of the things you should look for. And so we are still hoping that that could be improved, because there are some areas that people know where stones will fall. But visitors and people who are not, actually used to traversing that area, they end up getting trapped because these things show up.
McIntyre said Saturday's tropical wave should not have come as a surprise to the public as the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season approaches.
The weather should not have been a surprise to all of us. Again, we want to say hats off to the Met Office. They did send out early meteorological information, and I think we had sufficient time to expect the tropical wave that affected us over the weekend. It brought some wind, it had some water, and as a result of that, we saw quite a number of landslides.
Stay with us. We'll be back to report the sports news, followed by Around the Globe.
So it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Grenville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Parents, do you go to bed with the knowledge that your children are comfortably asleep in the next room? Or are they allowed to attend every fete advertised? You are responsible for the safety and well-being of your children, and it is your responsibility to know their whereabouts. Children should not be at adult events. Please guide your children, engage them in age-appropriate activities. Let us be spicy parents for this carnival season and beyond. S. Speak to your children about positive behavior. P. Pay attention to them at all times. I. Inspire good behavior in your children by also displaying good behavior. C. Check with your children. Always know their whereabouts. Why? You are responsible for your children. Maintain control to keep them safe. This is a message from the National Parenting Program, Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs.
At NIS, we are dedicated to continuously improving our services and meeting the evolving needs of Grenadians. To achieve this, we are implementing important changes to the contribution rate and pensionable age. The contribution rate will be gradually increased each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. This contribution will continue to be divided between you and your employer. In addition, the pensionable age will move from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also gradually reach 65 by 2029. Pensioners will still have the option to claim a pension at a reduced rate before age 65. If you have any questions about how these changes will affect you and your family, please contact our informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Stay connected for more updates from NIS, your trusted Social Security provider.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Sporting fans, good evening. First off, a contingent of 4 left Grenada today to participate in the 20th edition of the World Aquatics Championships in Japan. Here's what we can tell you. The delegation comprises 2 national swimmers, Tilly Collymore and Zachary Gresham, and 2 officials, Coach Damique Walters and Gail Purcell, GASA's vice president. We can tell you too, the swimmers will join over 2,000 aquatic athletes competing in artistic swimming, diving, swimming, and open water swimming competitions. The swimming pool component will run from July 23 to 29, and athletes will compete in 2 events each. Gresham will compete in the 100-meter backstroke and 100-meter butterfly, whereas Collymore will compete in the 100-meter freestyle and the 50-meter freestyle. Participation in the World Aquatic Championships affords the swimmers an opportunity to compete among world-class swimmers. And we can bring you up to speed that it provides opportunities for participation in workshops and training sessions on stroke analysis, as well as numerous other topics. Super Strikers continue their great run in the St. David's Cricket League T20 tournament. Raphael Crony is the president of the league.
We have completed just about 12 games out of possibly 17 or 18 games that should be played in the tournament. At this point in time, I could tell you that Super Strikers up front, they haven't lost a game yet, followed by Police, who's doing pretty well. And they look like the 2 teams that are going to come 1 and 2 in the tournament. It's pretty open in terms of 3, 4, 5, and 6. But these are the 2 top teams to look at. We can also boast about the batting in terms of the amount of runs being scored in the tournament. So far, we had Nikosi Sentle, he got 2 centuries. Johan Jeremiah also got another century. And we had Cyprian Forsyth getting big scores of 92 and 85. So there have been a lot of runs scored in the tournament. And really is an indication of maybe the quality of facility wicket has been prepared. And I must say that the teams are really enjoying the fact that we are now playing into the night, and certainly they are enjoying that.
Grenada will be looking for redemption as the Spice Isle hosts the 2023 edition of the Windward Islands Secondary School Games from this weekend. Grenada was denied the glory of its 9th straight championship in 2019 after being beaten by St. Lucia into 2nd place on 31 points. St. Lucia finished on 35 points. The championship title was decided on the basis of 7 points for winning a discipline, 5 points for second place, 3 points for third place, and 1 point for fourth place. Over 400 athletes are expected in Grenada to compete in the much-anticipated and competitive CBN Winlot Windward Island School Games in 5 disciplines, namely volleyball, netball, basketball, football, and athletics. Grenada finished second in volleyball in 2019. Coach Shakira Colomo is confident of their success in 2023.
Preparation has been going good. We have been preparing for the past 2 months and a half. Despite the children having exams and so, they have been committed to training and have been working hard. So the turnout has been good and the commitment is there. So training has been going really well. We're basically working on the team gelling because we had different training grounds and so everybody was training separately. St. Andrews were for themselves, St. George's, some from the western side. So now that we're together every day is basically gelling to get prepared for the game.
All right, we caught up with a few of the players, Zena Collins, Kibos, and Asa Adams.
The preparation been, really tough, really. And our training been extremely fun, but also hard lately. And the extra effort being put in a lot by the players on our team, and we could literally see improvement for the past couple of days. And I'm sure our coach, Ms. Lassie, are really impressed by it.
Preparation is very key to me, not only physically, but the spiritual aspect. I find that when I am more calm and settled, I produce better points on the court. So preparation starts at home and not just on the court.
In terms of preparation, we've been preparing for about 2 months and a half so far in terms of official training. A lot of us outside of that, we have been getting ready for trials and stuff like that. However, when it came to trials itself, well, I should say more actual training, it was very intense. Personally, I like that. You got to keep on going, you got to keep on pushing, because on the day, no matter how tired you get, you have to keep on going.
So true. That's the sports news for now. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has taken steps to reinstate the common external tariff. But what would this mean for consumers? Jason Davis spoke to a senior customs representative to find out.
The government has outlined plans to reinstate the common external tariff later this year, and according to Comptroller of Customs Kennedy De Silva, this would have specific impacts on consumers and their choices in the supermarkets. Mr. De Silva first explained that the point of the CET was to give CARICOM-based products a fighting chance versus international brands.
As members of CARICOM, we would have entered an arrangement where we agreed to have some protections from local industries as against extra-regional persons. So, for example, our local manufacturers, if we ship goods to another CARICOM country, we expect those goods to enter their market duty-free.
In 2014, the CET was removed in St. Kitts and Nevis off a select list of products in an effort to lower prices and ease the financial burden on local shoppers. According to Minister of Consumer Affairs, the Right Honourable Dr. Denzel Douglas, this has opened up the Federation to possible legal action from other CARICOM countries.
There have been serious objections to that from Trinidad, Jamaica, Dominica, Belize, because they are now saying, well, we can produce enough for you to get. So why do you want to get from outside? But if your people's taste is such that they have to buy goods that come out from outside of the region, then you have to pay the CET. And so the common external tariff has now been agreed to be applied because we have been threatened to be taken to the Caribbean Court of Justice, where we can be charged millions of dollars.
Now that the CET is expected to return, Mr. De Silva said shoppers may see an increase in the prices of certain goods from outside CARICOM. Meanwhile, Mr. De Silva suggested that one option for supermarkets would be to import more goods from within CARICOM, giving shoppers the choice of staying with brands from outside the region that they've become accustomed to, or switching to CARICOM-produced goods, which may be more affordable.
Further afield, in the U.S., a heat dome over the southwest has left tens of millions of people under extreme heat warnings. Europe's highest temperature on Monday was in southern Spain, where Andújar reached 44.8 degrees Celsius. China provisionally recorded its highest temperature ever on Sunday, 52.2 degrees Celsius in Xinjiang. According to the UK Met Office, extreme heat is set to continue for much of this week, with some places expected to see even higher temperatures over the next few days.
Italian authorities have issued red alerts for 16 cities. The hottest temperature ever recorded in Europe was 48.8 degrees Celsius in Sicily in August 2021. We could be somewhere near that this week in Sardinia, where they're forecasting 47 degrees Celsius. In Spain, a wildfire on the Canary island of La Palma has forced the evacuation of 4,000 people. There are also heat waves in North America, Canada, China, North Africa and Japan.
Gale force winds fanned the flames of wildfires just south of Athens today. Several seaside villages were cleared as more than 100 firefighters, supported by 11 planes, battled to contain the blaze. And more than 1,000 children were evacuated as a second wildfire threatened to engulf the holiday camp in southern Greece they were staying in. It comes as a second blistering heat wave sweeps into Europe. Temperatures in southern Spain are already pushing into the 40s, up to 10 degrees Celsius hotter than normal. It means it is almost impossible to work outside. Meanwhile, the local river has run dry, and a terrible harvest thanks to the heat and a lack of rain means he's finding it hard to get hay for the horses. Here's why it's so hot. A high-pressure system held in place by the rapidly moving air high in the atmosphere known as the jet stream is funneling heat up from the deserts of North Africa and across southern Europe. The climate of southern Europe is changing, say local people. It's becoming more and more like North Africa. The Sahara Desert is slowly creeping into Europe, one man told me. What's changed is global warming.
Humans are 100% to blame for the global trend in high temperatures that we are seeing. So all of the observed global warming is because of our burning of fossil fuels.
We're seeing record-breaking temperatures in Asia this summer too. China provisionally recorded its highest temperature ever yesterday, 52.2 degrees Celsius in Xinjiang in the northwest, according to the UK Met Office. In the US, a heat dome over the southwest has left tens of millions of people under extreme heat warnings. Death Valley in California hit 53.9 Celsius on Sunday, not far off the all-time global temperature record of 56.7 degrees recorded in July 1913. Climate change means southern Spain, like the rest of the world, is only going to get hotter. Justin Rolat, BBC News, Alicante.
A reminder of the headlines after this. We have to leave you now, but first a reminder of the headlines. Republic Bank employees up the ante on industrial action with a march through the capital today. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell addresses alarming crime and suicide numbers. House Speaker Leo Cato appeals to ministers to answer questions from the opposition. 26 artists advance to groovy semi-finals. Also in the broadcast, regionally, common external tariff to be reintroduced in St. Kitts and Nevis. Internationally, Europe to get hotter as temperatures near record highs in the U.S. and China. Plus in the sports news, Grenada to headline in World Aquatics Championships in Japan. We wish the team the very best. I'm Kenroy Baptiste. That's all from us in our newsroom for the moment. Thanks for having chosen the broadcast. Have a good night.